Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Dalton, from Madden Sports. We are back again with a pretty good matchup for you. We got Detroit Lions, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Ben Roethlisberger, he's not playing for the Steelers anymore. He's gone. He's out. He's retired. As he should be. I don't like the guy. But, I do have respect for him though, given. But now, Detroit Lions, man, they have been rolling, fighting their way through most of these games like we've never seen before. They've only lost 2 games in the season, just 2. So I firmly believe other teams out there need to watch out for this, powerful strike first team. Because these guys are doing really good this year, and I'm very much impressed. Now, the wide receiver, Julio Jones, he got 1 touchdown last week, but it was a pretty good touchdown. And then the quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, what a night he had last week, or 2 weeks ago, because of the bye week he had, but still, it was amazing. It was some we never seen. And when we talked to Jimmy Garoppolo, he said in these words that all he wants to do is make the Lions better. And the only way that that can be done is working as a team and, showing the coaches that we really want to be the best that we can, no matter what. And I think that with that mindset, anything's possible for these guys. So their coach is doing a very good job, and all the Detroit Lions guys out there, Steelers, Sam Darnold, that guy needs to watch out. Just that. He needs to watch out for these guys, because they can do anything. So I'm going to go back to the boys, Charles Davis and Brandon Gaudin, and we'll talk a little bit more after the football game. So till then.
Today, from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's Week 10 of the NFL on EA Sports. As we'll see Sam Darnold and the Pittsburgh Steelers versus Jimmy Garoppolo and the Detroit Lions.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Detroit Lions. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their 24-year-old quarterback in his 4th season from USC, a former 3rd overall pick, Sam Darnold.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass. That's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. And Charles, for this defense, they're a confident bunch. Some may say maybe too confident at times. How do you think that they approach a game like this when they're taking on a team that's lost 4 straight?
Well,
and the Lions Against pressure, too strong. Down he goes. Jamie Collins leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
This will go to Henry out wide. First down and much more for Henry. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Again to Henry. And he stopped immediately there. The big man, Tyson Alualu, there to make the tackle. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Darnold. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Darnold now to throw. And that is incomplete. Some mistakes already in the first quarter. If he holds on to that one, 1st down.
Yeah, and I'll guarantee you that at least one defensive back out there has reminded him of that fact, trying to get into his head and hoping that'll affect him the rest of the game.
On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So here are the Lions now backed up for their first drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, who's now in his 8th season in the league, and that's Jimmy Garoppolo.
So this is what we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
And he rifles one incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Back deep, Demir Berg. And running with power here. Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Henry. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a 1st at the Lions 31. Darnold will throw it on 3rd and 1. And this pass broken up. But the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it. They'll run. It's Henry. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. There's Garoppolo to throw. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Detroit. Tyler Lockett, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And now out come the Steelers. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Darnold. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's Darnold. Throw left side complete. That's Henry. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
A big connection on that one. 35 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Dancing to his left. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can...
Mike Tomlin has reached for that red challenge flag, and he'll throw it out there. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So Mike Tomlin correct in his assessment to throw the flag there. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And eventually taken down, but how about that athletic spin move we saw? Gives him the 1st down yardage.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not...
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Rolling to his right. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. And the first play will be a field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. Flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And it's complete. They're going to get the first. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop.
All right, Mr. Fantasy Champion. We just saw him fake a field goal. And the kicker has the opportunity to throw a pass. He completed it, but not for a first down. Does anyone get any points for that?
No, he just gets some pride going back to the sideline saying he completed a pass as the kicker. But the big thing here is they didn't get enough for the first. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Running from the gun with Henry. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now, after that last running play, we've got an offensive lineman down on the field. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 14. Darnold. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. A 6-2 is their record through the first 8 weeks. Now, Charles, what is your assessment for them in the second half of the season?
Well, I think that the road gets a little bit tougher for them. And when I look at their schedule, I see some of these road games, and I know those are going to be difficult. But this is a good team, so I'm going to go with 11-5. That seems about right, and I think that'd be a nice accomplishment, too.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
He's going deep for Brown. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. So the Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown, making a nice catch.
And eating up a nice chunk of yardage as well. And how about how he ended the play? Being the guy that makes the catch over a defender to finish things off. He really competes for the football well.
Now Gordon on first down. Nifty move by Gordon. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably had 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Jimmy Garoppolo with his 2nd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Lions add on to their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. That time a 6-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Here's Damiere Byrd to return from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because, to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock. Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet. No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number, and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. Room here to run. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A huge play there on the screen pass. And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have now made this a 1-score game. Josh Lambo now for the point after. And that one makes it 14-7. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. And Lambo now after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself. And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it. So they search for that patience here now. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on. To throw on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo. He lets it fly for Lockett. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Back to the ground now with Gordon. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Now, after that last running play, we've got an offensive lineman down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Garoppolo. Escaping the pressure right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete. They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop.
Brandon, let's file this play away for later. Let's note this play, because to me, it's not out of the question that the decision to pass up the 3 there could come back to haunt them later on.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. They were trying to set up a screen there, but that one just too slow in developing.
Yeah, too slow in developing and well read, because that ends up being a bad feeling for the quarterback. When he's got no blocking in front of him, his guys are just going to let defenders go, and they're coming for him. So if it's not there, you just got to throw the ball at the turf at your running back's feet.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, and it's the Bills who have the lead in that one. Tua Tagovailoa with a touchdown throw. Next, we'll stay in the Northeast as we head down to FedEx Field in Washington to check in on the football team. And you can see they trail in that matchup against the Tampa Bay Bucks. 3 touchdown passes there for Davis Mills. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last as we head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And they trail the visiting Falcons in that one at halftime. 2 touchdown passes there for the former MVP, Matt Ryan. In the game you're watching, it was Jimmy Garoppolo who was brilliant in that first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Here's Jarvis Landry now on the return. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
2nd and 10. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. Nifty move by Gordon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 48 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
He lets it fly for Lockett. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Well, the terrible towels here at Heinz Field out in full force. Here's 3rd and long. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that,
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Melvin Gordon, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Tucker now for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. That time, a 9-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
2nd and 8 coming up. They'll run it again with Henry. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Darnold from the gun. Oh, he's got his tight end, Mo Alley-Cox, complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Mo Alley-Cox, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again. Lambeau to add on the extra point. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Here's Landry. And he'll be stopped just shy of the 25 with a penalty marker down. Here's the call.
Defense.
So potentially a good chance now to answer back from the touchdown a minute ago as they get 15 yards tacked on.
It's going to give them much better starting field position, and they didn't even have to make an extra play to get it.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. He hits his target, Lockett. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 63 yards on the ground for him so far. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Now a play fake. Garoppolo steps away. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Steelers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
2nd down, they go again with Henry. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
And Derrick Henry with the ball in his hands, what a sight to behold, because power and speed involved in every touch for him. Coming off another spectacular season with the Titans, he became the first since LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006 and 2007 to win 2 straight rushing titles, and he did it with style too. Just the 8th man to top 2,000 yards and the first since Adrian Peterson in 2012. He has his sights set on another 2,000-yard season.
From just shy of midfield, Darnold. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Von Miller able to record his 5th sack of the season. It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
That'll be taken in by Damiere Byrd. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Gordon. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
That That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Garoppolo forced out to his left. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go. And, partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Flush to his right. He lets it fly for Lockett. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line.
They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Darnold. Right side, Claypool's got it. And he's got this down to the 35.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Back to throw, Darnold. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Everson Griffin able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head. 1, 2.
Oh, no, he lost the football, and the Lions have recovered.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Dropped at the 35, able to display his agility, but not much room to operate. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
Garoppolo. Left side complete to Lockett. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. 1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got it 2nd and goal now as they look for that final dagger. He'll buy some time right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he pushed forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts.
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. They pass up the 3, fake it, it doesn't work. And the Steeler defense will celebrate the goal line stand.
I remember being taught that cliches have become so for a reason. A lot of times they're true, right? What's that they used to tell us about letting sleeping dogs lie? Well, this one wasn't sleeping, maybe it was just slumbering a little bit. But taking that gamble there, you've got the lead. You may have ignited them now, they stopped you.
That's exactly right. If you take the points here, you don't shift momentum necessarily on that play. You probably just did. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. He's got Johnson pushing his way through. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. First down now, but that clock rolling. Pass complete to Allie Cox. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Darnold to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Now Darnold. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. That is incomplete. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Now Garoppolo. He's going deep for Brown. And they intercept Garoppolo for the 3rd time. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Steelers are right back in this football game. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Detroit, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.
Well, huge thanks to those two guys for, keeping a good eye on that game. Steelers, Sam Darnold, guys, I told you so. I'm sorry, but I told you guys so. Lions are starting to become unstoppable in so many ways, and yet they're still going to have to face a couple of, hard-nosed teams ahead, I believe. But, I do give credit to the entire Steelers team. They were fighting the whole way through. They didn't back down. And if there were more time on the clock on the last play of the game, maybe they could have made something happen. I don't know. Now, Detroit Lions. Jimmy Garoppolo was struggling out there. Had 3 interceptions. But yet made, a few good plays out there. The only thing that I thought was, as I've seen, as you all have seen, that was kind of dumb was, why did their special teams go for it right there? You could have added more points to the board. Instead of having it be 21-14, could have been 24-14. But instead they fake a field goal just to, try and bring it in. I mean, they tried. I give them credit for trying. But, that wasn't a smart move on their part or the coach's part. Now, the coach, the guy knows better. We all know he's smart. Otherwise, the Lions wouldn't be in this very good position that they're in, because they're possibly going to be #1 playoff team out there for the NFC because of how good they've played. If not first, second. But, we're just going to have to see what comes along in the weeks ahead. This is Dalton from Madden Sports, and I will see you all next time. So, have a good rest of your day or night, depending on where you are in the world, and we'll catch you on the next one.